Former President Donald Trump is back in court for day 2 of his criminal trial in New York City. Jury selection is likely to last at least a week. The former president faces 34 felony counts in connection to an alleged hush money payment used to cover up an alleged affair. He denies both. CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman is outside the courthouse in Manhattan. Katrina, yesterday you told us that when the judge asked potential jurors, can you be impartial, more than half of them got up and left. So how hard is it to find a jury in the case against former President Trump here in Manhattan?
There are a lot of challenges, and just today, actually, 2 of the jurors that were remaining yesterday decided that they no longer could be fair and impartial. Wow. They ended up excusing 7 jurors this morning, and 4 of them were because of impartiality issues. But there is still a Republican in the running who said that he's read 3 of Trump's books, which made Trump smile, and it looks like after lunch we'll be moving on to the phase of the questioning where each side actually gets to talk to the remaining jurors for 30 minutes and ask them questions and really try to get a better sense of who these jurors are and whether they can move forward with this trial. And just a huge challenge here is obviously everyone knows who Donald Trump is. People have thoughts and opinions about him, and the issue is that it's okay for them to have feelings about Donald Trump, but they have to be able to be open-minded about this trial and be able to apply the facts and the law.
Very quickly, Katrina, I'm curious, is Trump's team still trying to get the case out of Manhattan to move it outside of this county, the borough?
Yes, that is ongoing. They filed something about that yesterday, so they do still want a change of venue.
And so prosecutors accuse the former president of violating his gag order, specifically when he called Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniel sleazebags, among other things that he's posted on Truth Social and said himself. So what happens if the judge finds that he did violate the gag order?
We're going to have a hearing on this next week, and the prosecution is asking that Trump is fined $1,000 per violation, so that would be $3,000 right now. And he also wants Trump reminded that he can be jailed for violating that gag order.
So he has to be in court 4 days out of 5 a week, weekdays, of course. I understand that tomorrow he's not there, but then next week, the judge that's overseeing this case says that Trump cannot not be there to attend the Supreme Court's arguments on presidential immunity next week. Why is that?
The judge said that arguing at the Supreme Court is very important, but so is this case. And Trump is not required to be at the Supreme Court, but he is a criminal defendant here, and he is required to be here for this trial. Another thing I want to note is that we noticed that Trump is sleeping again in court. Oh. He's been nodding off and then kind of lifting up the jury questionnaire and trying to stay engaged and then nodding off again a bit. So I know everyone was really watching that yesterday.
And it's happening again. All right, Katrina Kaufman, for those smaller and bigger details. We'll keep talking to you soon. Thanks so much.